All right, here's some information coming in from Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan will be addressing the nation tonight. He also summons the National Security Committee meeting. Imran's huddle here on foreign conspiracy bogey. The NSC meeting will be attended by top military and civil leadership of the country, where the letter carrying threat of a foreign conspiracy to topple the incumbent government will be shared widely with participants of that meeting. This is Imran Khan's way of showing that this is a foreign conspiracy. He's been claiming time and again that there is a foreign hand to try and topple him and his government. Imran Khan has been cornered, undoubtedly, and now makes it about national security entirely. Omar, in fact, we also have Alia Zehra joining us live from Islamabad for a little more on this. Alia, give us an understanding. Imran Khan has been crying foul, calling this a foreign conspiracy to topple him and his government. Now we understand that he's going to be addressing your nation tonight. He's also summoned a National Security Committee. So making it look like a national security concern itself. In fact, he's lost faith and trust among his own party members, but he's still blaming foreign sources and foreign hand in his failure here.
Yeah, so the National Security Committee meeting has been called just now. It was usually such meetings are, called at least a day earlier, but we did not hear any such thing yesterday. It was, the news just came in that now a National Security meeting will take place. So yesterday, the Prime Minister held a meeting with senior journalists where he said that he's ready to share the contents of the public if the Parliament, if the parliamentary parties, the opposition parties agree to come for an in-camera session in the Parliament. At first, he was saying that he was just, addressing his supporters at rallies, and he was not ready to share it at some official or at some forum where opposition members are present. So now he's ready for that. Asad Umar, the minister, said that it is up to the party or the opposition party to decide if they want such a briefing, if they can attend an in-camera session. So it seems that now that he has lost every opportunity to fight back and to survive, he's only left with this foreign conspiracy card, in which he's kind of using the narrative that he has become a victim of some international conspiracy. The US State Department has also responded to these accusations, and it was quite embarrassing that the US State Department said that they have denied their involvement in any kind of conspiracy against Imran Khan, and they said that they have nothing to do with the vote of no confidence motion that the opposition has tabled. So now, after the allies have ditched him, the MQM decision was kind of the final nail in the government's coffin. And with nowhere else to go, with no other option to exercise, Imran Khan is using the foreign conspiracy card to somehow use a narrative that he's become a martyr and he has become a victim of some kind of conspiracy, because in Pakistan, this narrative sells a lot. People do like to think that every country is hatching a conspiracy against Pakistan. So this kind of resonates with the public. It is kind of a populist statement to make that international conspiracy is taking place. So which is why Imran Khan is using, yeah.
No, Alia, you know what? Stay with us. I also have Omar Qureshi, who's joining us for a little more understanding here. Omar, here Imran Khan, who's all set to address your nation tonight, is now calling this a national security issue. He's also going to reveal a letter where he speaks of this foreign conspiracy to try and topple his government. He's almost making himself look like a victim, and that the country itself is in danger because of what's happening to him. This is what he's trying to project. How do you look at this?
Well, I haven't seen the letter. I've heard a lot about the letter. He did mention it in his rally over the weekend. And there have been stories in the Pakistani media saying that there is no such letter, but then the others are saying that there is a letter. So until he shows it to members of parliament, I would probably not want to comment on that. But yeah, I mean, I think any political leader...
Why are you showing his wife and his kid?
Who? Where? Sorry, can you say that again? Hello?
Omar, we can hear you. Please go on.
Yeah. Okay. I was saying that as I'm saying, any political leader who is being ousted in the way that he's being ousted is going to make an issue and I think actually he probably will succeed in making himself look like a victim if he does lose, because he does have a vote bank. You can't deny that he in the country, and there are lots of his followers who are very upset at what's happening. And I was saying that to one of your other TV channels the other day that even if he does lose the vote of no confidence, he's going to be around for a while because the vote bank is very much there, and he has said himself that if I am replaced or displaced from my position, then I'm going to go to the opposition, and I'm going to I will still be there, a force to reckon with. So, but I think it'll all become very clear in the next few days, probably by early next week.
This is really a do-or-die situation for Imran Khan. If he really is voted out, then he could be possibly facing trial. There's a lot of talk about him trying to carefully craft his exit, only to escape trial. Is there a possibility for that?
No, I don't know what trial you're talking about. To my knowledge, I don't think he's going to be facing any trial because there's been no scandals that he's been linked to during his time or as such. So no, not to my knowledge. If he's booted out, he might go to the UK. His kids live there too for a while and all that. But there's no talk of that him leaving the country or anything like that. No.
Omar, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Imran Khan, of course, a real test of his power will happen in the days to come, possibly the weekend. In fact, today discussions will begin on whether or not he really has that kind of faith within his own party members, and if he will really win this trust vote. Meanwhile, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan clearly here facing arguably the biggest challenge of his political career, from winning a World Cup to becoming the most important person of Pakistan. Here's a detailed story of his journey so far.
From lifting the first and only World Cup for Pakistan to becoming the Prime Minister of the country.
Imran Khan Niazi.
Imran Khan has travelled a long way. Among the greatest cricketers of Pakistan, Imran made his Test debut against England in 1971. He went on to be hailed as one of the world's best all-rounders.
Is it that miles? That has gone miles. It is a huge six.
In 1992, Imran came out of retirement and created history by leading Pakistan to a stunning World Cup triumph. Imran smartly cashed in on his popularity and started a new innings in politics, forming the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in 1996. After the initial setback in the 1997 general elections, Imran was elected to the National Assembly from the Miawali seat in the 2002 general elections. Imran was imprisoned briefly for criticizing the regime of General Pervez Musharraf. Years later, he coined the Naya Pakistan promise, which many believe won him the Prime Minister's office. The PTI launched protest against then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif after the release of the Panama Papers in 2016 that alleged that Sharif has stashed unaccounted wealth abroad. Imran's political stature grew after the courts began the trial of Sharif and his family in the Panama Papers case. In the 2018 general elections, Imran's PTI emerged as the single largest party in the National Assembly. He took oath as the 22nd Prime Minister of Pakistan on August 18, 2018. Anyone who has tracked Imran's career, whether in cricket or politics, will vouch for one fact: never write him off. He won the World Cup after coming out of retirement at the ripe age of 40. He became the Prime Minister after 22 years of active politics. Imran is a fighter. He has pledged to battle it out till the last over. And even if the skipper gets out in this innings, Imran is there for many more matches to come. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, now, several questions being asked about who's Imran Khan's possible successor here. So here are the scenarios. It's possibly Shahbaz Sharif, who's currently the president of Pakistan's Muslim League and he's a leader of the opposition, the united opposition in the Pakistan Assembly. He's also the brother of former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, in fact, he is the longest serving Chief Minister of Pakistan's Punjab. He's also spent 10 years in exile under Musharraf's rule. Shahbaz Sharif possibly could be the man in command after Imran Khan.